Hey, it's John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Welcome to this Black Belt Leadership Master Your Life podcast. In this particular episode, I want to talk about hacking Parkinson's Law. And you might say, John, what in the world is Parkinson's Law? Well, maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't, but you've likely lived it out in your life on more than one occasion. Parkinson's Law says this: work tends to expand to fill the time allotted for its completion. The term was first coined by Cyril Northcote Parkinson in a humorous essay he wrote for The Economist in 1955. Think about that. Work tends to expand to fill the time allotted to its completion. Been there? Done that? Yeah, me too. You know, as a leader, I've wondered why we tend to delay getting done what we know needs to get done, or we simply drag things out much longer than it should take. I believe there's several reasons for that, and I want to share 4 of those reasons with you today. I think number 1 is overconfidence. We tend to overestimate how much we can get done in a specific amount of time, and we discount the preparation that may be required and the distractions that may arise along the way. We know we've got to study for an exam, prepare for a presentation, or finish a report for our boss, but we underestimate how much time it's actually going to take because we're overconfident in our ability to get things done. Number 2 is procrastination. About 40% of the populace is hardwired, DNA hardwired for procrastination, putting off until tomorrow what you and I know should be done today. Real Life Management, who authored this study, defines this as an issue of attitude, a conflict between our logic and our emotions. This often leads to an inability to make a decision and move forward until we're forced to do so. And until the conflict between our head and our heart is resolved, we have clarity in our thought, we either can't or we won't take action. Now, number 3 is laziness. It's a cousin to procrastination. Laziness is a learned pattern of behavior that's a contentment to do as little as possible just to get by. If we don't clearly define something as a must do, then it just simply doesn't get done. It's oftentimes related to a self-confidence issue, a mistaken belief that we're lacking in some way. Lazy people often don't believe they can do things well, and they see no value in going above and beyond or striving for excellence because in their mind, it doesn't matter because they don't matter. They don't believe doing better is going to make any difference, so they choose not to do any better than just get by. Now, the number 4 reason we run into Parkinson's Law is arrogance. It's a form of defiance. Arrogance says, I'm going to do what I want to do, and what I want to do is more important than what I need to get done. It's an inflated form of ego coming from a self-belief that we are better than everyone else. I'll get to it when I'm ready to get to it is the mindset of the arrogant. Their bloated belief in their own value and worth actually causes them to live lives of unnecessary stress and pressure, and it sets them up for eventual failure in our lives. So the big question then is this, John, how do we avoid Parkinson's Law governing our lives? Sadly, we can't. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we can't because a law by nature is a law and laws are universal. But we can use that law to our advantage. And here's a simple hack to do that. If work tends to fill the time that you and I have allotted to get something done, simply shortening the amount of allotted time gives us a shorter window, a shorter time frame to get things done, to get a task completed. It's a very simple but effective hack that is used every single day by highly productive people who want to get more things done in less time. Let me give you an example. Suppose you've been given a week to complete an assignment or get a task done. Then pause and take a few minutes to examine how much time you're actually going to need to get it done. If you've been given the assignment on a Monday and it's due on a Friday and you know it's only going to take you one day to complete it, then just give yourself 1 day to get that work done. Remember, work tends to fill the time allotted. So when we shorten the window for completion, what do? The law is still present, still valid, still working, but it's only allowed to fill a single day of our week or a few hours. Whatever time we've allotted, we haven't allowed it to fill the entire week. When we do that, now you're no longer worrying, dreading, putting off, complaining, stressful, anxious. You've completed your task. You've given it your full undivided attention, and you just redeemed 4 days of the week to work on other projects. Again, this is what highly successful, highly productive people do. And if you want to be like them, you've got to do what highly productive, successful people do. Highly productive people get more things done in less time. And this is one of the hacks they use. Remember, you and I, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, every single day for the rest of our lives. But far too many of us squander too much of that day through inefficiencies that leave us unproductive, unfulfilled, and ultimately unsatisfied with our lives. Leaders are constantly asking themselves what they can do to improve the outcomes for themselves and those around them. When we shorten the window for accomplishing what we know needs to get done, those have-tos in our lives I talked about in a prior podcast, we move things forward. We become more intentional in our efforts. We become more focused in our preparation, and we become more deliberate in getting to the outcome that we desire. So let me ask you this question. How much more productive, how much more profitable, how much more successful can you be by implementing this simple hack? Understand this. Black belt leaders don't allow Parkinson's Law to control their lives. They use Parkinson's Law to their advantage to get more done in less time and take control of their future. I'm John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.